What's up guys, Mike here, and this year the NBA is all about duos. We've got LeBron and AD on the Lakers, we've got Kawhi and PG on the Clippers, we've got Russ and Harden on the Rockets. I could not be more excited. So today, I'm going to rank those duos, I'm going to give you my own personal opinion, and I'm going to be expecting a ton of comments down below disagreeing with me. For now, let's get into these rankings. And at number 10, we have none other than the two unicorns themselves, Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis. And guys, while these pair are at number 10 right now, I've got to say, the potential for them to be number 1 eventually is definitely there. In this pair, of course, we have Luka, who just came off a monster rookie season, with Dirk Nowitzki even saying he plays with a savviness that I never had, I might still not have it. Honestly, the way he carries himself in scrimmages, the way he reads the situations in pick and rolls, passes, he's fantastic. His court vision is something that I haven't seen in a young player like that in probably forever. When a young player like Luka is getting that sort of praise from an NBA legend, you've got to admit that means a lot, especially when you consider that Luka also averaged 21.2 points, 7.8 rebounds, and 6 assists per game in the 2019 season. And as for Kristaps, well, we already know the man is a giant three-point shooting, shot blocking monster, and if he continues his progression, if injuries do not hold him back, and he continues to be the player who averaged 22.7 points and 2.4 blocks a night in his last season for the Knicks. Again, guys, this duo is going to just be lethal, and the NBA needs to watch out. Moving forward, at number 9, we have the Utah Jazz with Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell. Now, Rudy Gobert is currently the best defensive center in the NBA. Gobert has just won 2 straight Defensive Player of the Year awards and has finished the last 5 straight seasons with at least 2.2 blocks a game. As for Donovan Mitchell, personally, if I had to bet, I would say that Donovan Mitchell definitely will be a first-time All-Star this season. Because as we all know, as a rookie, Mitchell took the NBA by storm when he outplayed Russell Westbrook in a first-round playoff series. Then as a sophomore, all of his numbers pretty much went up. It looks like he is on the right path to become a multi-time All-Star, and I've got to say, the pairing of Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert could easily slide up this list. At number 8, we have the Portland Trailblazers and Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. Sometimes we forget that someone like Damian Lillard, the man broke out in his own way. And what I mean by that is, sure, the stats were all very similar to Dame's last few seasons, but last year in the playoffs, the Portland Trailblazers took a mini leap and made it all the way to the Western Conference Finals. This was a run that, of course, included Dame's memorable chuck of a shot. Can we just say chuck? But it also was a shot that gave him 50 points for the game and sent the Portland Trailblazers to the second round, where they beat the Nuggets. Now, unfortunately, Dame's season did end on kind of a poor note, as he did only shoot 37% while averaging 22 points per game, as the Blazers got swept by the Warriors. However, you could be sure that this playoff run has given Dame more motivation than he's ever had before. As for CJ McCollum, he has just been a consistent scoring pairing with Dame for the last several seasons. And to me, what's cool about CJ and Dame is that the two are very good friends off the court. Dame has said, CJ is my brother, man. In the NBA, you will see a lot of friendships that people make out to be more than they are or what they want to believe they are, but me and CJ, we are really good friends. And that makes a difference when you are comfortable with someone and you want the best for them. You can easily tell that Dame and CJ have great on-court chemistry, and that's what makes them such a great duo. Moving forward, we have a younger duo here, but one in Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray that has the potential for true greatness. As in Jamal Murray's third-year emergence, we saw the Denver Nuggets as a team continue to get better. Last year, they reached the second round of the playoffs and did lose to the Trailblazers in 7 games, but this season, Denver has a legitimate NBA championship caliber team, and everything runs through their center, Nikola Jokic. It is not an exaggeration to say that in the history of the NBA, Nikola Jokic might be the best passing center, but Jokic is still just 24 years old. The man still has a lot of growing to do, and I mean, he averaged 7.3 assists per game last year as a center. The thing is, though, we all know Jokic is great. What was really awesome to see was Jamal Murray's rise as a true number 2 option in the playoffs last season. Because last year, Murray did average over 21 points a game, improving his points per game by 3 compared to the regular season, and in my opinion, it just seemed like Murray was never afraid of the moment. So when you combine the fact that Murray himself is only 22 years old, and that Denver's team in general is all young, and that they're adding Michael Porter Jr. to their roster this season, yeah, the case could be made that the Denver Nuggets are next up. Looking at number 6, we have kind of a strange duo in Giannis Antetokounmpo and Chris Middleton, but Giannis won the MVP last season. He is arguably the best player in the entire NBA, and I think a combo of Giannis and Chris Middleton does warrant the number 6 spot. I mean, looking at Giannis, he is the only player in NBA history to ever average at least 27.5 points per game while shooting 64% from inside the three-point line. So I think the fact that he did put up 3.7 three-point attempts a game during the playoffs last year and made around 33% of those three-pointers really says a lot. If Giannis does get a three-point jump shot, I mean, the man might be number 1 on this list no matter who his duo is. And speaking of things that sound incredible, I am very excited to announce that this video is sponsored by Raycon. Now, as you can see, Raycon is a brand of wireless headphones, and honestly, Raycon headphones are just the best. This is a company that was co-founded by Ray J and is endorsed by athletes such as J.R. Smith. For real though, when you compare these headphones to other name brands, Raycon headphones are half the price and the sound is incredible. And on top of that, these headphones are comfortable. They come in different colors. Notice I got blue. And honestly, they are pretty discreet. That is why I love them, and they just came out with a brand new design. A design that they are calling their best one yet. With this design, you have 6 hours of playtime to use, seamless Bluetooth pairing, and are noise insulated. And guys, as you know, I do not endorse products unless I absolutely do love them, which means if you want a pair to Raycon hooked it up, go to buyraycon.com/Mike Korzemba right now and get 15% off your first order. That link will be in the description, guys. Click it, buyraycon.com/Mike Korzemba, 15% off. And for now, let's continue with the video. Moving on to number 5, we have Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid of the Philadelphia 76ers. As we've seen recently, Ben Simmons basically set the world on fire when he made a three-pointer during the preseason. However, I'm not really banking on a Ben Simmons three-point shot this year. What I am interested in is seeing if he is able to shoot mid-range jumpers. Last season, during the playoffs, the defense would just completely back off him at all times, daring him to shoot, and that really hurt Philly's offense. If Ben could just knock down a mid-range jumper, it is going to open up so much. Obviously, he is already an all-star talent that is being compared to Magic Johnson and LeBron James, so it is going to be a wrap. As for his partner in a pick-and-roll combo, I honestly think Joel Embiid has a chance this year, if he plays enough games, to be both the MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the NBA. Joel himself has actually stated that this is his goal. The reason being that he has said that if the Sixers win 60 games, why can't he win the MVP? Why can't he also be Defensive Player of the Year? And I've got to say, I'm not arguing with him, mainly because I'm also afraid of him. Number 4, the Houston Rockets with James Harden and Russell Westbrook. This is perhaps the most polarizing duo in the NBA headed into this season because, let's just be honest for a second, I know a lot of you love Russell Westbrook. The thing is though, no matter how much his teammates have said they love playing with him, they also have all left. Durant left. Paul George left. What is James Harden going to do? I mean, when you look at Russell Westbrook and James Harden, both of them are equally ball dominant, and both of them are used to being the man on their team. What's also interesting is that when they played for the Thunder, Russ was much more of a priority than James Harden was, hence why Harden was traded away from the team. We have to ask the question, is Russell Westbrook going to be willing to adapt to this and play off of Harden, or is he going to be Russ? Is he not going to change his game at all? That remains to be seen. Looking at my ranking here though, I am at least cautiously optimistic. I mean, number 4 might seem low to some of you, but I think the top 3 duos on this list are better right now than Russ and Harden. With that said, I would not be surprised if this did become the number 1 duo in the NBA this season, and I also would not be surprised if somehow they slid to like number 9. Now though, looking at the top 3, we have the Golden State Warriors and the established Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. I think these two are the most established duo in the NBA today. And we're gonna listen to Stephen A. Smith here, because he has said that the Splash Brothers are, quote, the greatest shooting backcourt in the history of basketball. Never before have we seen a duo that can shoot the basketball like this. Sleep on the Golden State Warriors if you want to, because you don't know basketball. And I've got to say, I heavily agree with Stephen A. In the last 3 seasons, Klay Thompson has averaged 21.3 points per game as the third option behind Steph Curry and Kevin Durant. We all know that as soon as the man is healthy, the consistent shooting and defense he brings will be there for Golden State. Klay does both of those things at an elite level. As for Steph Curry, well, in his last season without Durant, averaging 30.1 points and 6.7 assists a game while making over 5 threes a night on over 45% shooting from deep. Now, without Durant and with Klay gone, we can expect an unleashed version of Steph that could end up with him giving us an MVP caliber season. I would love to see Steph Curry win an MVP this season. And as we get to the final 2 teams, guys, you may have realized that Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving are not going to be on this list. The reason being that Durant is going to be out the entire year. There really is no reason to judge them as a duo for the 2020 season because of that. And at number 2, it was a tough decision, but we have Kawhi Leonard and Paul George of the Los Angeles Clippers. Now with Kawhi, we have the 2019 NBA Finals MVP. Regardless of that, Kawhi is a star. If we're being honest right now, the man just carried the Toronto Raptors to the 2019 NBA Finals, and you know, he also won them a championship. We all know though that Kawhi Leonard was the obvious man on that team. Now, when you combine Kawhi, the best perimeter defender in the NBA, with Paul George, another top perimeter defender in the NBA, who is also right now one of the top 10 players in the NBA, we are going to witness one of the greatest wing duos we have ever seen. And I know I haven't released any sort of predictions yet, but I have been telling people on my stream, who do I have winning the championship? I've been picking the Clippers. That is my team right now. If anything changes, I'll let you know, but as for the number 1 duo spot, we already know who it is. It is LeBron James and Anthony Davis of the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, when it came down to the top 2 spots, obviously this was a tough decision, but I think the pairing of LeBron and Anthony Davis as a duo just makes more sense here. We've got the pick and roll duo here. We've got the traditional playmaker slash big man, and both these players just so happen to be top 5 to 7 players in the NBA. I am very excited to see these two play together this year. Already the Lakers have been looking awesome in the preseason, and LeBron has been looking rejuvenated and ready. I would not be surprised if he played enough games and if he played enough minutes. If the man made an MVP run this year, he looks that motivated. As for Anthony Davis, you know the free AD campaign had been going. Finally, he is free. I am very happy that Anthony Davis, one of the top talents for the last 7 or so years, is finally on a team that has a chance to win a title. And there we have it, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Now, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. With the NBA season coming up, I am going to be posting 3 videos a week from now on. Those videos should be posted every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, but I've got to say, sometimes the schedule is going to change up based on what's happening in the NBA. So if anything changes, I will tweet it out. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much for supporting. You're awesome. We all know it. And as always, guys, have an awesome day and cue that music. By the way, if you're still here while the music is cued, here are 2 videos I think you are going to love watching. All you have to do is just click on either one of them on the screen right here. And other than that, guys, again, have a great day and peace.